guys, are you thinking of acing your AWS Solutions Architect examination on your first attempt? This video is all you need because by the end of this video, you have a foolproof plan to pass your examination, the best resources to study with, strategies to manage your time, and an idea of the amazing career opportunities this certification unlocks for you. Let's get started. Hi, I am Mary. I'm a software engineer. I passed my examination within 1 month of focused learning while juggling my MBA program, work, and family. If I can do it, so can you. Let me walk you through how I was able to achieve this. What is this AWS SAA and who is it for? AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate is focused on the design of cost and performance optimized cloud solutions. This is an ideal starting point for candidates with AWS Cloud or strong on-premises IT experience. I refer to it as being a cloud doctor. You understand how to build cost and performance optimized solutions, then use this knowledge to provide solutions to businesses. This certification exam is for people with at least 1 year of cloud experience designing solutions with AWS services. If you are new to tech and you don't have prior cloud experience, it is advised to start with the AWS Cloud Practitioner before you dive into the AWS SAA certification. The exam is 65 questions for 130 minutes. You have to know how to manage that time very well because the time is not going to be enough for you. The exam is multiple choice. There are some questions you have to choose one answer, and there's the one of multiple responses. Oh my god, I hate multiple responses because you have to know it well to be able to answer the questions. You can answer, for instance, what combination of services can you use to maybe to get a notification. You have to create the trigger. Then you have to use maybe SNS for notification. So you have to know it well to know the 2 or 3 combinations you can use to achieve something. You can take this exam at the test center or at home. If you are living far away from the test center, you can attempt it at home, but you have to make sure your place is very, very quiet because I heard that they're strict, right? In the proctored exam, the home exam. So if they're hearing any kind of noise or any funny noise, or you move in a funny way, or they're hearing like footsteps, they can terminate your exam and your money is gone. So it's better you go to the test center and that will take away the stress to start maybe thinking of who is working in or who shouldn't work in, that kind of stuff. So for me, I had to exam my husband and my kid, right? My husband, I begged him that please just find look for something to do on that day. It was on a Saturday. So they look for something to do, just don't be at home. You understand? Even if you have some places that you can't make noise, but I just want to know that I have the house to myself. Then my baby slept at my friend's place the night before because I had to use that whole day to study. Then he just stayed over. I picked him up in the evening after my exam. So the house was very quiet. That's how you should have it. Okay. Or if you're not sure of your internet connection, go to the test center. Don't let anything interfere with your examination. So they are both good options. I really enjoyed the home exam. I stay 1 hour away from my test center, from the closest test center to me. But I really enjoyed the home exam, and subsequent exams, I'm going to use the home proctored exam. The exam can be written in multiple languages, and you can also request for accommodation if English is not your first language. As at the time of recording this video in January, the exam cost $150, but look out for vouchers and coupons. I use the AWS Associate Challenge, but it has a caveat. You must do the exam, you must book the exam before 31st of December to be able to use that 50% off. Before that, I had a cloud up for her 50% voucher. So always look out for vouchers. When I'm about to book my exam, I noticed that the cloud up for her, I was not able to get that one. I just quickly went to Google search and searched for AWS vouchers. And I saw the AWS Associate Challenge. So maybe they'll do it this year. So prepare, then look out for where you can get vouchers. So you can get 50% off. Another good thing is if you want to start with the cloud practitioner exam, you can do it. Then because when you pass an AWS exam, they'll give you 50% off for your next exam, valid for 3 years. So you have 3 years to do another certification to make use of that 50% off. You understand? So after your first exam, you may not be looking out for vouchers because you have voucher. So you can do the cloud practitioner, then maybe the next year or the next 2 years you can do SAA or any other exam of your choice. Don't forget that your certificate is valid for 3 years. Then you have to recertify. Now let's talk about the career opportunities this certification provides for you before we go to how you should prepare for this exam. Now this depends on when you take this exam. So when people take this exam at the start of their cloud journey, one thing you should know is that this certification and every other certification none guarantees you a job. It can only help you stand out and validate your theoretical knowledge. So you still need to get your hands dirty. If you're like me and you're planning to take this examination at the start of your cloud journey, the work just started. Now I have to learn a whole lot before we can have our place in the cloud computing world. And that's why you should subscribe to my channel so we can do this together. Have you subscribed? Also, please don't forget to like this video so you can get to more people. Thank you. Now, with this certification, you can become a cloud architect, you can be a DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, or a solutions architect, which is the part I want to take. This certification open doors to better salary and more job opportunities. Like I mentioned before, certifications only validate your theoretical knowledge. Yeah. So when they're looking for someone that has AWS knowledge and they see that you have SAA, you have a better advantage than someone that don't have that certification in his or her resume. You get it. Here's how I prepare for this exam. First of all, if you know your schedule and the amount of time you can invest in studying, I would advise you to book your exam ahead of time. My mentor gave me this advice. When you think about it, it's the same system school exam uses. The dates are scheduled, then we'll plan towards it. Or you fail. But here you can't even fail because you can reschedule your exam. Or you can cancel it 24 hours to your exam. So book the exam. If something more important comes up, you can reschedule or cancel your exam 24 hours before the exam day. Okay? This will help you stay focused and study, because if you just have it in your head, oh, I write this exam, you can take the whole year and you not still write it. Now it's time to study. So you can prepare for this exam and write it within 6 to 8 weeks. That's 2 to 3 hours of study every day. To do it in 1 month, you need to devote at least 5 hours of study every day to make it work. Actually, the duration of study depends on you. I've heard people say they study for 2 weeks, some say 1 month, you understand. So it depends on you and the amount of time you can devote daily to study. If you can split your time and activities within 6 months, it's nobody's business, right? I prefer the focus study because early last year, around January, I started studying for it, but I spaced myself too far and I didn't even feel like as if I covered anything or know anything, right? Because of the extended time of study. Before you know it, you forget what you've already studied. But that focused 6 weeks, focused 8 weeks, focused 4 weeks, the information is fresh in your memory and you're able to write the exam. I prefer you choose a short range of time, focus, study for it, and get it over with. After you map out your study plan and how many hours you can devote to studying, the exam guide is your study partner. Be familiar with the exam domains and the weight each domain contributes to your final score. Here are the exam domains. We have design secure architectures. This is 35% of the scored content. Then we have design resilience architecture, design high performing architectures, 24% of the score. And we have design cost optimized architectures. So on this exam guide, like I said, is your study partner. They'll tell you how you should use it. Then the tax, what you should know. You should know all this. Knowledge of all this is required. They should be skilled in this. So while studying, you should come back and know where you've checked off and where you've not checked off. There are free resources you can use to study for this exam, such as the AWS Skill Builder, Cloud Quest for SAA, Free Code Camp. Code Camp has a course on the AWS Solutions Architect examination. Earlier in 2024, I studied with the AWS Cloud Builder and took some notes, but I didn't feel confident enough to take the exam. I got busy with other things such as preparation for the test of English exam PTE and GRE, which are requirements for my master's degree program. Then I started reading for cloud practitioner. I didn't plan to write the exam actually, but when I was studying for the SAA, there are a lot of services I don't know about. Cloud practitioner teaches you about the AWS services, what they are for, right? So even if you don't plan to write the cloud practitioner exam, you should read it. Read it as if you are preparing for the exam, because this will help you. Though it's not a prerequisite for SAA, but I advise you to study the cloud practitioner. Either you write the exam or you don't. For me, I don't have the money to write it, so I just had money for one exam. So I went for the SAA because it's still also a beginner exam, right? So you can use my method and you study for the cloud practitioner as if you're going to write it. Study it well, do past questions, like know it very well. Then you can now start preparing for the SAA. There are many free resources that will help you gain knowledge of the CCP. When you feel confident in the cloud practitioner knowledge, then you can proceed to study for the SAA certification. I use Pluralsight, a cloud guru, to prepare for my exam. I try to finish the course, do the hands-on and the past question within 1 month. I chose a platform like Cloud Guru because of the hands-on lab. Remember that this examination is for someone with at least 1 year cloud experience. So you need the hands-on. They'll provide for you the, what do you call it? They provide for you the AWS sandbox. They'll give you the guide and the video format in case you're unable to follow the guide to build out the services. The best part is it's on the sandbox, so you're not going to be charged. The platform also provides you with past questions. Though I use Udemy for past questions, I will share that later on. When using a platform like Cloud Guru, which is subscription based, you should make notes, make quality notes, and also take screenshots of the screens, especially exam tips, because you won't have access to it again, unlike a platform like Udemy where you have access to the course forever. You understand? So make note, because my notes helped me a lot, because you will forget it. I forgot some part that I know that I heard in that video. I was like, I just let's subscribe again. But no, I didn't know, because I don't want to, because I know that I will not use it completely. I already fixed my exam days, right? And I must do it before that day. So there's no point me paying again and just using 1 week, or for what I need, I can even look at it in 2 days, right? So I just use the notes and some of the screenshots I took. Then I fill up with free videos on YouTube. You understand? Just a way of saving costs. After the 1 month of using the Cloud Guru platform, then I review the tasks in the exam guide. Then I read up and watch videos on areas I'm not too familiar with. Now it's time to fill knowledge gaps. For me, it was side notation, building a VPC, and knowing the type of EBS volume to use for different scenarios. So I have to focus and read up on this. These are the main ones, but there are a lot of things I read up on, you understand? But these are the ones that I read like multiple times until I got the best resource that helped me learn this. I'm going to leave them in the description box. YouTube channels that I find helpful during this filling of knowledge gaps are the Tiny Technical Tutorials and Stephane. Maarek has a very good course on Udemy, but I didn't use the course. Is it Udemy? I think Udemy, right? I'll put a link for you if you prefer to use his course. I've heard a lot of people use the course and they have success story. And the guy is good from the YouTube videos. You can also find weak areas while solving past questions. For the past questions, I used Tutorial Dojo, which is a Udemy course. In this Udemy course, there's a practice mode and an exam mode. I prefer the practice mode because I'm also studying while solving a past question. Once I say a question, it will show you if you fail the question or you pass the question. I'm going to give you like a written explanation with images if need be, and also give you reference materials you could go study more about it. But the exam mode will give you that summary at the end of the exam, right? About the exam will tell you, okay, you failed number one, you got number two, and give you those explanations. Because my limited time, I prefer to just solve the, so I take a long time to do past questions. Maybe for one set of question I can use like 3 to 4 hours, right? I'm taking notes, I'll go back, browse about something, understand it, come back again. You understand? So it takes a whole long time for me. And in that tutorial dojo, the dojo's course, they give what do you call it? He gave cheat sheets that can help you understand those services better. So I recommend these past questions, okay? So use it and you're going to thank me later. Do the practice exam. If you use a Cloud Group platform, make sure you do all the past questions. Also, the Udemy course, don't just do 10 questions. Make sure you finish the whole set. Not that today you come and do 10 questions, tomorrow open on that one, do 10. No, 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 no. We don't do that here. You have to finish the whole set, because a full set, you have idea of everything, of all those domains that we talked about earlier, right? The security domain, the resilience, the cost optimization, everything. The 4 domains are covered in each question set, right? So make sure you complete the whole set. Then you identify the domain that you are doing poorly at and focus on it. Initially for me, it was the security domain, which is 30% of the scored content. So I had to focus on it, right? And for my result, to see that I met all the competencies in all areas, because I didn't come here to play. I told myself that money you won't pay it again. So I had to just try and try and try, and I got it on my first attempt. So you have to study, you have to read. So this past question, advice to do it a week to your exam. Now that last week before your exam, I started seriously last week, but before the last week, I was watching a YouTube video. I'll leave it in the description box. I don't know his name. He's an Indian man. I've forgotten his name, but I'll put it in the description box. Okay. While going to school on the bus, train, I always watch his past question videos. You understand? But that last week, that week before my exam, was wholly past questions, and that's ideal because the answers, the revisions, everything is still fresh in your memory. But I didn't say you should cram the answers. Don't cram the answers because the exam may be in a different form, right? Don't cram the answers, but understand the question, understand the responses. This is how you study with the past question, and not to cram questions, because if you cram the question and the answer, when you get to the exam, you're going to see a whole different thing. Also, solving all the question sets will help you build focus and memory muscle. It will also help you identify the keywords in the question, because it's very important to know the keywords and what they're looking out for in the question, because some words are very confusing. At the point, I'm asking myself, am I doing an English exam? But really, it's an English exam, because you have to be sure. Because if they can say which of this is not, and maybe at that point you did not see the not, you are doing is for, you have failed the question, right? So, like I said, I highly recommend the YouTube channel, because that guy, he helped me learn how to understand the keywords in the question. And from that YouTube channel, the Indian man, his name is hard to pronounce. I'll put the name here and I'll also put it in the description box. So his past questions helped me learn how to understand keywords. And once you see some of the keywords, you just know what the answer will be. While solving the past question, you should aim to have a passing score of at least 72, which is the exam requirement, right? So aim for 90. Please don't ignore anyone you feel that you don't know. Just go and learn it, because it's better you know them all than you just know. Maybe you tell yourself, okay, if I fail this one on cider and I get the rest, is something, right? No, aim to get everything. I saw someone that scored 1,000 over 1,000. That can be you. I got 812 or 816, I don't know. But it was a very good score, because I was just praying I should get the passing mark, right? So yeah, because it doesn't matter who gets 1,000, who gets 720, or who gets 8. The main thing is that we all pass the exams. So don't focus on the numbers. Okay. Another good resource I used was the AWS Power Hour by the three musketeers of AWS. I didn't say it. They're the one that said it. Trevor, Greg, and Aaron. I watched this video while doing my house chores, washing plates, or watching Cocomelon with my son. My son learned something new lately. Once he's watching the Cocomelon, he will touch his chair. Mama, sit, sit. So while watching the Cocomelon, I'm watching my what video. Okay. Then if you look at me, I'll act as if I'm following his video, but I am studying. I studied and studied, and I was happy. I achieved my badge. So you can check it out too. You will learn a thing or two from it. Now let's talk about exam day. How was the exam day? Please do me a favor by smashing the like button so that this video can get to more people. You know, when you show the algorithm you like the video, the algorithm will push it to the top so more people can get to see it. But if the video is not being liked, you just assume that that video is trash. Let me dump it in the bin. Please, please, please support my hard work by liking the video. Also consider subscribing, because I'll be sharing most of the projects I'm doing on the cloud and all helpful resources that could help you too on your cloud journey. Let's work this work together. Like I advised earlier, if you stay close to a test center, I advise you use it. Another reason why I didn't use test center is because of the queue. When you want to book your date, most test centers maybe like 2 months or 3 months ahead before you can see a slot. But online is always available. Like highest next week you will see, or the next 2 days, you understand. So that was one another reason why I chose home. But like I said, the test center is 1 hour away, but I don't mind that stress if it was close to me. But when I wrote the exam, I noticed that it was not that bad, because I heard it was very strict. That was why I didn't do it. But like I said, it wasn't that bad, because I made sure the house was quiet, and I cleared. You have to clear up everywhere. Make sure your table is clean, no clutters. You can use your monitor or you can use your laptop. I tried using my monitor because I would like the big screen, right? But when I was trying to check in, I don't know, the audio of the webcam failed. Then the lady asked me, we can't hear you, can you go out and come back? I was already scared that the exam is I was already scared that maybe she would think I purposely disconnect the mic so I can cheat, right? So I was so scared, but I just quickly left. Then I tried to fix it. At the point I was like, you know what? Let me just use my laptop. So I brought out my laptop from here and I placed it here, cleared all this, and just kept the mouse, right? So I notified her that I've moved, because when you have to do the online checking with your phone, you will scan a QR code. After you scan a QR code, you now take pictures of the workstation, your ID card, and all that, right? So then I use the monitor. I told her that I've changed from the monitor to my laptop. You understand? So she said I should show her the power cord, like show that I unplugged the monitor, which I did. But I advise just use the laptop, unless you have a good webcam and everything is perfect, right? So that was how it happened for me. The checking process is very easy. One thing I made sure of was not to solve past question on the exam day, because those exam questions are very, like, is bulk of is sentences, right? So if I don't want to stress my brain to read all those sentences and have solving questions that day, right? So I made sure I avoid reading too much questions. I was just flipping through my notes and those screenshots I told you I took, right? I was just like looking through it, like, okay, EBS is like this, okay. But it's advised, if you feel you are very ready, you shouldn't even look through all those things on the exam day. But it helped me because from what I saw that morning, so like the trial and some other things that came out, I saw it that exam morning, right? So it helps me even in school exam. I like that last minute revision, just flipping through. Don't read anything too serious so that you're not gonna exhaust your brain. Then when you see the exam question, you start seeing double. Another thing is time. Time. Be mindful of the clock at the top right corner. Once you see on-prem to VPC, you should know some words like direct connect. You should know some words that you need to look out for. So at that moment, elimination. So some when you learn some of all those strategies, you'll be able to eliminate fast or choose answers fast. Then you will save time to put it in the ones that demands more time to read and understand the questions. There's an option to flag and review the questions later, but I don't understand. I don't know why it's for me to review or for them to review. So I didn't use the review button. Then all the questions are open, so you can go previous and next, all this kind of stuff. But each question loads. When you click next, it loads. When you click previous, it loads. So I know that I can't use that method and come back to all the quests to once I leave, right? So instead, I use the time. I was checking the time. I made sure that at halftime, I've solved more than half of the questions. Like I was keeping track of how many I've done before this time, how many in 10 minutes, how many was I able to solve. You understand? So I used the time and I didn't use the flagging method, but it's always advised to use flagging method in exams, right? Generally, it was a great experience. I enjoyed diagnosing and providing solutions to the scenario like the cloud doctor that I am. Don't forget the place of community. On LinkedIn, I connected with a lot of people in the AWS space and only seeing their posts and their badges. I passed my DevOps exam, I passed my professional exam, I passed my SAA, I passed my CCP. It was fuel, motivation. I can do this. I can't wait to share my own badge. So those were motivations to read, motivations to do better. Through community, you can get the latest news and updates like the 50% off vouchers and study materials. I remember I made a post about that associate challenge on my LinkedIn. I hope this video helps you on your SAA certification journey and I await your good news. I'll leave the link to the resources used in the description box. And if you have any other question, feel free to ask. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more awesome tech content. See you in my next video. Bye.